What is up, guys? My name is Jack Gardiner, and today I am delighted to be showing you guys the BluBOX speaker emulator IR by BluGuitar or Thomas Blug. For those of you who aren't familiar with Thomas Blug, he is an amazing guitar player and a great amp designer, as well as, of course, this lovely piece of gear here that we have today. I am actually using the Amp 1. You may have seen a few videos of me playing this. It's the Mercury Edition version back, I think, a couple of months ago now. And basically, if you're a Strat player, this is kind of the perfect set of tones. It's based off Thomas's own collection of amps. So we've got some Marshalls in there, some Fenders. They really just sing when you play single coils through them. I absolutely love the thing. So I am playing through that over here. That's the Amp 1 Mercury Edition into the BluBOX IR over here. Now, this thing is essentially a speaker emulation pedal, I guess you would call it, in terms of the format of it. We have 16 cabs in there, and we could run it in a multitude of different ways, really. So, I mean, first of all, let's just walk you through what kind of scenarios this would be useful for. So one I can think of straight off the top of my head is if you are gigging where you are not allowed amps on stage. So back in Liverpool, this has happened to me quite a few times where you would be able to bring a pedal board, but they wanted no noise on the stage itself, or amps just were a big no-no. So I used to take a pedal board with me and use like the cab sim on, I think, the Strymon Big Sky. But obviously that didn't sound amazing. Whereas this would fix that problem. What I could do is just run my pedal board with this at the end straight into the desk, which is essentially how I'm doing it here today. I have the BluGuitar Amp 1 over here going into this via the speaker in. Now, this is not a load box, I must point that out. You do need to make sure usually that your amp is connected to a cab. The Amp 1 is special in that regard, in the sense that we can take out from the speaker out straight into this without being loaded down. But bear in mind that is one thing that you would have to do if you used it with an amp and cab. Anyway, my point was that then you could run it from this into your audio interface. So I am actually using the Neural DSP Quad Cortex as my audio interface today. But what that enables us to do is a multitude of things. We could have silent recording. So if I wanted to, I could just take my headphones out of the interface over there and you wouldn't hear any noise whatsoever. You don't have to have a cab plugged in. Another thing that it would enable us to do is, say we were on a gig and, you know, we did actually want to use our own amp, and that, you know, could be on stage as our on-stage sound. But say you're not too sure about how it's being mic'd or what mics are being used and things like that, well, you wouldn't have to worry. You could essentially put this alongside the amp. So we could use the speaker through here, and then we could send to the front of house the cab sim or the cab IR. And that would essentially mean that we get the same tone that we want every single night. In reality, you would hope that that would be the case. Now, in terms of the cabs then, you have 16 built into this. These are all digital, these are not analog, but they sound wicked. Along this side over here, we have at the very top, I believe they are BluGuitar's own cabs, the Nano Cab and the Fatcab. But these look like Marshalls to me. Around here, we come around and we've got some kind of like Mesa Boogie, I think, here maybe. Roland Jazz JC120. We have the Fender amps all along here as well. Maybe there's a Vox in there, I can't tell. But in reality, they all are based off of Thomas's own amp collection, or I should say cab collection, and he's captured them the way he likes them with the mics that he loves to use. I think they sound great. Today, I apologize about playing first and foremost. You might have heard in the beginning there, I'm a bit more restrained, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I had a little bit of an injury, and I've seen a physio for the past couple of weeks. They decided this was best to put on. So it hurts a little bit to play, just bear with me. It's been a nightmare as we've been doing the album. But yeah, we should be back to normal soon, I will say. Anyway, what I want to do is walk you through then just some of my favorite tones. So on the right hand side, I'll point out we do have the option of having the microphones close to the edge or to the center of the speaker. That's another thing. So this is kind of variable. I like keeping mine around here. Over here, this is just a signal, a sensitivity. Okay, so first tone that I want to check out is actually going to be the Fatcab. I think this sounds quite cool. Check out this. Really nice and spongy, especially with the Amp One's vintage kind of sound. Let's move along then. So this is potentially my favorite cab of all on this pedal. I think that this is just basically a Marshall, but yeah, let's check out this. Perfect for those kind of blues sounds, I would say. My next favorite is again one of these Marshalls over here. So this is the 67, I think. Let's check out this. And then finally, my favorite one, I think, is this one. So yeah, between those three, they are the coolest sounds for me, especially with this vintage sound over on the Amp One. Just really nice and dynamic, which is what we always want. It responds really well to what the right hand is doing. Maybe what I can do then is, so not to bore you with my playing, that's, like I say, a bit funny at the minute, I'll show you maybe one of the clean sounds. So if I switch the Amp One over to the clean amp, I am going to play through this one over here. I think that's the black 2x12, and this sounds great. Very different in character to the Marshalls over on the other side, obviously. Yeah, really nice and clean. I love it. But guys, let me know what you guys think of this in terms of tone. You know, which was your favorite? Do you like the Amp One into the Marshall? Do you prefer the Fender side of things? You know, I'm all ears. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this. In terms of then another use, maybe that's something we can look at in another video. You could use this with all of the digital stuff. So if you're used to using plugins like the Neural DSP stuff, many in many cases, I should say, they come with like a cabinet simulator section. Now, what you could do is bypass that and use one of these if you prefer the sound of these cabs, which I think, especially those Marshalls, they are awesome. That is the sound which I would usually go for. Maybe we could do another video on that whereby I'll plug that in using plugins so that we get a different sound rather than the amp one next time. But yeah, like always, guys, please make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click that little bell for notifications. I make loads of different content. I will be getting straight back to the free lessons on a Friday very, very soon. We just need to get this album done, essentially. It's this close, I promise you guys. But yeah, let me know what you think, as always. And guys, until next time, my name is Jack Gardiner. Cheers.